for a loud boom towards the end. And now you're in for a real treat. Please make welcome the face of the Tea Party, of the Revolution, Mr. William Temple.
Oh, yeah, William!
Woo! And down with tyrants, and down with kings in the White House. Amen. We got 1 week. I don't want to hear anybody saying they're hot. All right?
Really?
Well, I'm here as Patrick Henry, and I'm going to read his famous speech, and you know lots of it from your schooling, those of you that get taught history today. But we modified it just a little, so you've got to pay attention. Patrick Henry said, as the British were bearing down on Boston, "This is no time for ceremony. The question before our nation is one of awful moment to this country. For my own part, I consider the passage of this tyrannical, unconstitutional health care bill at 11:15 a.m. on March 23rd, 2010, by our own president as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery." That's where we are. And in the proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be our freedom to assemble here. It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at truth and fulfill the great responsibility which we hold to God. Yes, I said God, our country, and our children. Should I keep back my opinions at such a time through fear of giving offense, I should consider myself as guilty of treason towards my country and of an act of disloyalty towards the majesty of heaven. Yes, I said heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings and presidents. Patriots, it is natural to indulge in the illusion of hope. Are you trusting in hope? It's natural to do that. We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts. Is this part of wise men and women? That's my telephone. Engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be the number of those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, the things which so nearly concern their earthly, God-given freedoms? Because they're all from Him. For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst and provide for it. And it's getting worse. And you better provide for it. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that is the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging the future but by the past. And judging by the past, I wish to know where there has been in the conduct of our Congress for the last 10 years to justify those hopes which our citizens have been pleased to solace themselves under the now trampled and tattered words of our Constitution. this new hope-changing despotism is meant for us. It can't mean for no other. It was ratified by the smallest minority against the will of the majority and sent over to bind and rivet upon us those chains which Washington bureaucrats and liberals in both parties have been so long forging. Your chains. And what have we to oppose them? Surely we try argument. Patriots, we have been trying that for the last 5 years. Have we anything new to offer on the subject?
No.
Nothing. We have held the subject up in every light of which it is capable, but it has been all vain. Shall we retort to entreaty and humble ourselves in supplication? What terms shall we find which have not already been exhausted? Let us not, I beseech you, patriots, deceive ourselves longer. Tea parties. We have done everything that could be done to avert the storm which is now coming on. We have petitioned. We have remonstrated. We have supplicated. We have prostrated ourselves before the throne in the White House and implored the interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of both houses of Congress. Our petitions have been slighted. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, that's a mean look. Our remonstrances have produced additional ridicule, Harry Reid, and insult. Our supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt by the media. And from the foot of the throne, President Obama, in vain, after these things, may we indulge the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. Those days are gone. There is no longer any room for hope. Our republic died at 11:15 a.m. on March 23rd, 2010, with the signing of the health care bill by our own president, who swore an oath before God and man, with his hand on the Bible, to preserve, protect, and defend our Constitution. But he has a phone number, has a phone and a pen. They tell us, citizens, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary as the federal government. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be next week or next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed? Come and get it. Come and get it. When we are totally disarmed, and when a government bureaucrat shall be stationed in every house, EPA, shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we just keep meeting like this? Eating, drink, enjoy? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and when a government bureaucrat shall be stationed in every house, EPA? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying on our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall have bound us hand and foot with regulations EPA and threat of audit by the IRS. We the people are not weak if we make a proper use of the means which the God of nature hath placed in our power. Millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, marching to the ballot box in all 57 states. What is that? 50? And we will show to them our numbers and strength. And in such a country as that which we possess, we are invincible by any force which our government can send against us. Besides, citizens, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations, and who will raise up the masses to fight our battle this November. This November.
That's right.
The battle, patriots, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Understand this. The loving are the brave. Besides, citizens, we have elections. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. It's gone too far, folks. Can't go back. There is no retreat but in submission and slavery. That's our choice. Our economic chains are forged. Their clanking may be heard in the halls of Congress. The election is inevitable. And let it come. I repeat, citizens, let it come. It is in vain, patriots, to extenuate the matter. The lords of Congress may cry peace, peace. But there is no peace. The war for our Constitution actually has begun. The next gale that sweeps from the Tea Party movement will bring to our ears the clash of resounding teapots. That's for the media. They always like to say we're violent. The clash of resounding teapots. For you in the drive-by media, get it straight when you write about us. We're not violent.
No, we're not.
We're just angry.
That's right.
Pissed off.
Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is that our countrymen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery?
No.
Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take. Get ready. But as for me, give me what?
Liberty.
Give me what?
Liberty.
All